What's up, everyone? Arctic here, bringing you the 25th, yes, 25th episode of the Gears of War 3 beta series. I am fresh off of the heels of MLG Raleigh, where we got to play some Gears of War 3, and I'm here with my main man, Skyllus.
What's up? I was at home.
He was chilling, watching the stream.
Playing Gears 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was sad to come back and watch him playing Gears 2 after I got to play that loveliness that is Gears 3. We're on the map Trenches, and we're following Skyllus's POV. One of the reasons that I picked this map is kind of to talk about the changes for each map, and having played them firsthand and played pretty much all the maps that are on the game, I must say that Trenches is by far one of the best changes I've ever seen from beta to final build release. Like, it's just a completely different game and a completely different experience. I have multiple videos talking trash about Trenches, so
Yeah, it was pretty bad. It was really bad, actually. Especially for TDM.
yeah. So the big changes were on the bottom of the nest, or the bottom of the map. There's now an area called the cave. It's actually below the nest, and Skyllus is moving up towards that area right now. So in that center where that box is, right in front of him, he's aiming up there. That box that's right towards the middle area has a hole that goes down into the nest, and you actually spawn in two different spots. Where Boom Shield used to be,
Right down there?
yeah, right down that pathway, right where the Boom Shield is where you spawn, and off to the left or right, depending on which way you're facing. That also has an entrance down into the cave.
So you can actually see across the other spawn then, right from the get-go, right? Looking across the windows?
I guess if you ran out and went to the sandbag, you could look straight at the other spawn, yeah. So from sandbag to sandbag, yeah, you could see them spawn on the respawn. That's something to think about.
And then the old spawns are actually tunnels also into the cave, correct?
Correct, that's correct. So generally, like, I mean, we watched TDM at the event. Generally, there wasn't any instance of spawn camping. It was just map control was really hard to push.
It slowed down a bit, though.
It did.
Because teams started setting up and just sitting there.
It did.
I think that comes down to the power weapons on the map.
Right, and that, I mean, they were up there by Mulcher, Mulcher and One Shot for the second and third round. So it really slowed down after Insane saw how Team Epic was playing.
So teams could run around the map at least, and they weren't just trapped in their spawn.
Right. So, I mean, what we saw with the Insanes was that they played up high. Well, Team Epic first did it. They had three guys up high. One guy kind of roaming around by the crane with hammer burst. So he was looking across map for anyone that was coming out of spawn and running up towards him. You just got dominated right there by the sawed-off.
Yeah, I hate that guy.
But you traded.
Yeah, it was a trade, which is even more frustrating.
Well, the good thing to know is that they actually made some changes to the sawed-off. I don't know if you guys actually heard the stream or tuned in, but I did a QA session during the stream with one of the designers, Quinn Del Hoyo, and he explained a lot of weapon balance changes to me during the stream, after the stream, before the stream, so I know a lot about the game right now. But the sawed-off doesn't do the whole downing thing anymore, which was probably one of the biggest things I thought was annoying about the gun.
Yeah, it was really frustrating, especially when you think that you got a good, clean shotgun shot off at him from range, and he just downs you.
Yeah, so that has been fixed. That's confirmed by Epic staff, so you will not see that unless you are heavily damaged by another weapon. So Quinn basically said if you were damaged and you had enough damage to put you down, then that's the sawed-off will put you down in that regard, but you wouldn't just get one shot down. So it's good to know. Some of the other changes to the weapons in regards to, you see Skyllus is just ripping people up with the Lancer right now. But the Retro Lancer, that huge, I guess, beta complaint weapon, probably the Retro, the hipfire is no longer accurate. I played with it on the map Hotel, and I tore up. I mean, it's still pretty strong. I tore up Epic and a few of the Insanes on that map, but it's really a lot more balanced. You have to kind of fire it like you do a hammer burst, but you have to keep it under control, because if you try to tap it too fast, the recoil on it will kick. So you're constantly fighting the recoil on the Retro Lancer, but it's really strong. So if you connect with your shots, people are still going to go down pretty fast.
Yeah, how about the Lancer? It looked really strong during the gameplay between Insanes and Epic.
The Lancer was, well,
Really strong?
yeah, the Lancer was really strong. I mean, it's pretty strong now. So basically, what we're gonna see with the Lancer is, I think we'll see a lot more use with it. But basically, they increased, or I don't know if they increased the headshot damage, but the headshot damage on a Lancer is a 1.5 damage modifier. So if you're connecting shots with a Lancer in the head, you're gonna do a lot of damage.
Of course, it's also a spray weapon, so it's kind of
So it doesn't
consistently on the head.
right. The thing is, you get that large clip. So I wouldn't be surprised if maybe down the line we see a Lancer nerf. Hopefully, I mean, at least where they maybe reduce the clip. I mean, not necessarily a nerf to the actual damage, but reducing the clip might actually be beneficial to the gun.
What? 200 bullets? It's too much?
No, I'm talking about the 50 shots.
I think it's actually close to 100. Is it 50?
Yeah, you get 50. So I think that might be balanced.
Like 12 seconds of fire. Yeah.
So that would be a little bit better for the game. For the game, you have 13 downs with it. So
I noticed the hammer burst also got changed. The reload is what stuck out during the gameplay as far as how the active works.
So the reload from the beta to the game, they actually moved the active timer back. So it takes longer to get an active reload, and then they nerfed some of the damage. So the hammer burst actually does less damage with an active than it did. I actually think that's good. I mean,
I thought it was too strong during the beta.
Yeah.
That and the retro were way ahead of the Lancer.
So
sounds like everything's more in line now.
yeah, I mean, I'm very, very happy with a lot of the changes that they made. Really listening to the community feedback on it and making it as balanced as possible. And it's not like, you get a lot of people that kind of complain because their weapon is changed, but I think those people don't really look at it from a balance standpoint. They look at it as like,
why isn't my gun doing so
Why
good?
isn't my gun better? But you got to think about how it works. And Colin, Skyllus and I work in the gaming industry, and we do a lot of things with balance, and because we're in QA, I mean, we do a lot of things with balance. So you have to understand from a consumer standpoint that people want to have fun, and they don't want people abusing certain weapons, and those weapons were abusive.
Yeah.
So
I'm looking forward to the first couple months, especially in the competitive scene, of seeing which guns get used the most. And I hope that everyone gives them a chance. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, hopefully they do. I mean, I've talked to a few guys at MLG Raleigh, and they seem pretty enthusiastic about trying some new things. Look at you going to mortar. What are you doing?
I should probably never pick up the mortar. I actually picked it up in Gears 2, fired it for the first time, maybe ever. I don't know if I ever fired it when we played, and I killed myself the other day.
That's pretty
so
bad.
I'm retiring myself from firing a mortar.
Are you talking about the one when you shot the ceiling? And
yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. But I want to end this, guys, because we're wrapping up here with some details on the map. So my favorite maps from the beta: Dry Docks, Hotel. Oof.
He's on fire.
Yeah, tore up. Dry Docks, Hotel. Obviously, all the beta maps are really good now. So that's another 4 maps. As far as competitive play goes, I mean, Sandbar is absolutely gorgeous, but it is really big. So it's not going to be a competitive map, maybe a Horde map.
Yeah, that's nice.
And it looks pretty.
Yeah, it's nice. The Horde guys get
Horde. I mean,
get a good map for
if
Horde.
you like Horde, you're going to love Sandbar.
Yeah,
they're just going to be coming from everywhere. You're not going to know how to react.
That's good for them.
Yeah.
Good for Horde guys.
So that's a good map. Overpass was interesting. It's not. I don't particularly care